Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 8th of February. So, looking at the Eurodollar first, and well, we're heading back south again, it looks. Hopefully, one day this swing will get down to that daily 50, possibly beyond, but the daily 50 is curling up a little bit, although it's starting to get bored and go sideways. Price is pushing down. There's a bit of divergence into these double bottoms on the 4 hourlies there, but well, we'll see if it runs through and starts breaking down there some more. Looking at the daily perspective from the pivots and untouched daily pivots, so there is a potential at some point we could break back to the upside. My preference, mainly because I'm in a short position, my preference because of the lower highs, lower lows through the markets is a continuation to the downside, but as I said, I'm not fooling myself in terms of the divergence that sits there. And if it does start breaking the shorter term trend there, the intermediate term trend, we could see it coming back towards that daily pivot and maybe trying another bounce even towards yesterday afternoon's or evening's highs there in the 50. Okay, the pound. Well, yesterday it did spike down spike down. It would appear it spiked down. It worked its way down pretty early in the morning, and found support on the daily 34 there, 4-hourly 200. There's a weekly S1 pivot, quite a combination of support sitting there, and then on a bullish comment that came out from it's actually in the speech that's coming out today. A speaker that's not even scheduled on most news services. She came out with quite a bullish comment. I'm just looking, it's Kristin Forbes, so it's rather bullish sort of comment, but that will come out again today, and maybe people that missed it yesterday will find it in the news service today, and it may get a secondary reaction. We'll see. But we've also got another speaker out today. He hasn't released his speech yet, but it's another NBC member, Cunliffe, speaking at the Birmingham Chamber of Commerce. So we could see some more volatility when he speaks. Now I've got that down at 1 p.m. Okay. Other than that, it's a quiet day, but looking at cable at the moment, and it has got the daily pivot below, reasonable chance of getting down there. The 60-21s may just slow the move. It did eventually get up yesterday evening into that weekly pivot and 200, etc., and it's just stalled there at this moment. As I said, there's reasonable probability it will come back to that daily pivot. If it starts breaking through, well then I would be looking at the potential for it to break down towards the S1 and maybe even yesterday's lows, but maybe a big ask, but we'll see. Cunliffe may be a bit more dovish in his statements. Okay, looking at dollar yen, and yesterday ended up on a relatively positive day there. Looking still potential for it to push up towards the weekly pivot. There's plenty of resistance beforehand, but resistance that has been hit multiple times. The 34 has even been tested, so 50 has been tested. So all the points beforehand have been tested. So a reasonable opportunity for that to break up. It's reasonable potential. It's already hit daily pivot. There are points where if it breaks through, it could give the green light to further upside. Looking at the Aussie dollar. Well, through the Asian session, oh no, it's yesterday. It's all right. I'm just remembering that the interest rate decision, but it's yesterday. It's out of the way. Bearish close on the day. The Aussie, and looking the way it's holding down on this 4-hourly almost and consolidating around this phase, perhaps if it breaks that 4-hourly 50, we could see further downside back towards the daily 21. It's a long time since it's been down there. As I said yesterday, it breaks even yesterday's lows. It may also confirm the same sort of area, but that could well be on, and we've still got an untouched monthly pivot, although I'm more focused on those dailies at the moment, Dave. Daily 21. Um, there is a secondary potential trend line running across here, which somewhere around about as well. I'm popping it on the current candle as it's so far away. If it does start breaking through that, it may give a bit of an earlier in, but it may be safer waiting for that 200 to move, be broken, or it could be an add-in. Alternatively, if it does start bouncing from here, it's been one of the stronger pairs against the US dollar. If it breaks that 60-minute 50, well, more bullish sort of zone possibly with these slightly higher lows, although lower highs as well. So it's got into this wedge pattern. Generally, a wedge in a sort of downward movement, we'd expect a downward continuation. But if it does break through that 50, maybe beyond for the R1 and maybe even yesterday's highs. Canadian dollar. Now pushed right the way through the monthly pivot yesterday, and looks like it's on for that daily 50. It's consolidating where it sits at the moment on the 4 hourlies, and you see the pattern pretty much here. I would prefer, if I was looking at the long side, I'd prefer to see this daily pivot that's not too far below hit first, and then you could be judging a trade from that point, but certainly on the break of this trend line later maybe could see a move up to yesterday's highs, and then looking for a bigger target of that R1 at 32.39, which is pretty much where the 34 moving average and just fractionally below the 50 on the dailies is. So that's pretty much it there. Let's just have a quick flick onto oil, because I normally do that first, but yeah, oil's off a bit yesterday. It's steadying where it is at the moment. No immediate support there, so it could continue further south. I say no immediate support there, it's obvious here. There's still possibly that we could see some further downside there, although the daily pivot's above us, so that may just push it up a little bit in the meantime. All in all though, markets, the dollar looks like it may have a little bit more strength. If I just flick across to the dollar index, just 1 second, I take a lot of notices because it's inverted euro, but all the same, it does look like there's the potential for it to push up a little bit more, perhaps back towards yesterday's highs there, which in which case I'd expect more southward movement in the euro and the pound, or downward selling of the pound and the euro. Okay, that's it for me. Have a good one. Bye for now.